Today, we're going to teach you how to create videos that are both artistic and humorous. I can only define these videos this way for now. The videos you are seeing now, our intuitive feeling is that they are very interesting, but I don't know how to describe them accurately. So for now, I call them videos that are both humorous and artistic. So how is the artistic sense reflected? On the one hand, it is in the composition. For example, the one you are seeing now, we put a lot of design into the composition. The other type involves turning unique artistic styles into videos, such as works by famous artists like the familiar Van Gogh or Rousseau. Doing this helps boost the artistic quality. The humor, however, is mainly reflected in the action. Look closely. The movements in each video are both reasonable and unexpected. Alright, without further ado, let's show you how to create these types of videos. The overall video generation uses the image to video method, so we need to generate the image first. We use the image to video method to ensure the overall result is more stable. For example, take a look at the few images I created. One is in the style of Van Gogh, showing a lonely man standing on a small wooden boat. Of course, there are other styles as well. These styles have unique names such as Georges Seurat or Henri Rousseau. Some of these names you might know, others you might not. You can use a large language model to help you generate them. I am currently using Nano Banana. You can access Nano Banana within AI Studio. Why are we choosing this model? Because Nano Banana garnered a lot of attention upon its initial release, and recently it received some new updates. And this update is very important. In previous versions, Nano Banana did not allow setting the aspect ratio of the generated images. If you wanted to generate an image with a specific ratio, the only way was to upload a reference image and set it to your desired ratio. However, after this update, it now has this function. We can see here that there is an option to set the ratio. There are many ratios available, and you can choose the one you need. For example, I set all of mine to 16:9 here. Now, I have generated all kinds of images with various artistic styles. The one below is an image with a special composition. I even used a JSON format prompt, which I previously taught you about, to generate a very beautiful scene. Once the image generation is complete, the next step is to generate the video. There are many ways to generate videos that you might consider, for instance, using an open source model like WAN 2.2. I am going to test this out for you now. I've built the workflow on Running Hub. You can access this platform via Running Hub. In the ComfyUI domain, Running Hub is an excellent online workstation, as it follows up immediately whenever new technology emerges. You can register for Running Hub using the invitation link in the video description below. This will grant you 1,000 free points. Furthermore, you receive 100 points every day just for logging into Running Hub, which allows you to try out your own workflows. We will be using a standard WAN 2.2 image to video workflow. I won't go into detail about the workflow itself, as we have discussed it thoroughly in previous videos. Generally speaking, we use high noise and low noise models to transform this image into a video. Let's look at the reference image we are using. This image is actually very famous. It comes from Salvador Dali, known for his watches and his very surreal style. We must admit that even though WAN 2.2 is an open source model, its ability to generate videos is quite powerful. If I use this image as a reference, my prompt is very generic. You can see it says best quality dynamic motion because I want better quality and more dynamism. So we generated this video. Take a look. The video is actually quite conventional. The main movements appear on the car and the person's face. Under normal circumstances, you might think the job is done once you reach this point. However, such videos often fail to generate much interest. They lack visual appeal. So how can we elevate the generation quality? You can switch models. For instance, let's switch to Grok. You can upload this image. You need to note that Grok has also undergone many recent updates. There are two main updates. First, regular users can no longer upload files directly. However, you can add them from your Google Drive, so this isn't a major issue. Second, the resolution has been adjusted and it is becoming smaller, perhaps due to server load. Once you have linked your Google Drive, we can click to add files from the drive. The slight inconvenience here is that we might not see the image thumbnails, right? Therefore, you need to check the file name beforehand. Then we select it. Now we have entered the generation page. When we introduced Grok previously, the explanation was quite simple. You should be aware that you can do many things on this page. For example, it starts generating by default. This generation mode is called standard generation, which generates videos in a very conventional manner. Many people reported that they couldn't write prompts, but that is not true. Prompts can be written here. Once we generate this video, you will notice that the result is much better than the one generated by WAN 2.2. We can see that besides the motion effects on the person's face and the car, this strange elephant and the clock also have some movement. As we mentioned before, Grok is a more dynamic model. You will find that the generated result is indeed more dynamic than 1.2.2. But we're not finished yet. You should note that in the generation model area, there is something called preset. There are two modes here, one called normal and one called fun. Currently, we have selected normal, which is the standard mode. Fun refers to the humorous mode or the more interesting mode. Videos generated using this mode are much more unexpected. If you don't believe me, let's generate one and take a look. When we select this mode, you will see it starts generating automatically without requiring any further input. However, the video you generated previously will be overwritten. Okay, it is finished generating now. Look, the result is much more interesting, isn't it? There are many actions in it, including the elephant riding over the person's head and lots of things spraying out from the person's mouth. Using this mode can turn very bland or ordinary images into something spectacular. Let's test another one. Let's look at this one, which is an image generated using the style of Van Gogh, a lonely man standing on a small boat. Now, let's switch the mode to fun and see the generated effect. Take a look at the generated result. It is even more surprising, isn't it? You might have noticed there is actually one more mode, which I will just briefly mention, and you can try it yourself. This mode is called spicy. This mode is not really suitable for presentation in a video tutorial, as it refers to somewhat inappropriate videos. I won't demonstrate this, but you can try it on your own. These are the videos we discussed, generated from images with typical artistic styles. In fact, the results are fantastic even when using ordinary images with this mode. Take a look at this one. Isn't it very interesting, right? Let's look at some other examples we generated. Check out this one. It is a very bizarre video, done exceptionally well. And this kind all generated using the styles of very famous world paintings. Look here, a unique style by Gogh and Rousseau for the rest. You can also use images with special compositions. After being processed by Grok, these videos are also very interesting. Let me show you a few. Take a look. Here's a beautiful woman walking in a room full of poker cards. It has a very dreamy feel. And there's this one, a video with explosive dynamics. This one is also very interesting. She was originally painting a picture, then she smears it away, and then the girl starts laughing. Note that not only is the girl laughing, but there are changes happening inside the phone too. Therefore, Grok's ability to capture motion is very precise, and I think the fun mode is particularly interesting. Regarding the spicy mode, let me just quickly mention that the image itself needs to have those specific characteristics. Just using the mode alone isn't enough. Well, today we demonstrated how you can start with an image and use different models to generate videos of varying quality levels. They can be conventional, more dynamic, or even more humorous and unexpected videos. What are you waiting for? Go try it yourself. Follow me and become someone who understands AI.